Hello and welcome back, everyone, to our first UticaTV Overtime of the semester and of 2023, where each week we will be keeping you up to date with everything that's going on with your Utica Pioneers. I'm your host, Andres Jaime Mendez.
And I'm James Brown. Let's get right into the action from the past week. Wednesday evening, the Utica swim and dive teams kicked off the Empire 8 Championships in Webster. The women finished the night in third place with 91 points, the men following closely behind in fourth place with 62 points. Let's take a look at the highlights of the matches. During the 200-yard medley relay, Sarah Kukin, Kira Seaman, Paige Levine, and Bailey Simmons placed 8th, clocking a time of 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Flipping to the men's competition, Philip Ross, Nick Massa, Jackson Sorbello, and Ronald Batario timed in at 1 minute 48 seconds, placing 8th in the pre-elimination rounds. For the 800-yard freestyle, the women's team ranked 7th with a time of 8 minutes 47 seconds, and the men's team sat at 8th again with an 8-minute 10-second clock time. The Utica University men's and women's swim and dive teams participated in day 2 of the Empire 8 Championships. The women's team ended the day in 4th place with 148 points, and the men's team also ended the day in 4th place with a total of 94 points.
Paige Levine placed second in the second heat finals of the women's 500-yard freestyle with a time of 5 minutes and 31 seconds. Bailey Simmons placed 9th in the same heat, clocking in at 5 minutes and 46 seconds.
Ainsley Weiss placed 5th in the second heat of the women's 50-yard freestyle with a time of 27 seconds. Jackson Sorbello placed 9th in the second heat of the men's 50-yard freestyle, clocking in at 23 seconds.
Sarah Kukin, Paige Levine, Ainsley Weiss, and Bailey Simmons placed 5th in the women's 200-yard freestyle relay with a time of 1 minute and 47 seconds. Kira Seaman, Amy Oswald, Annabelle Workman, and Kimberly Serio placed 7th in the finals, clocking in at 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Jackson Sorbello, Nick Massa, Philip Ross, and Ronald Batario came in 8th place in the men's 200-yard freestyle relay with a time of 1 minute 34 seconds. Friday, February 17th, the men's and women's swim and dive teams wrapped up their third day of Empire 8 Championships. At the end of day 3, the men currently sat at 4th place in the standings with 106 points. The women also found themselves in 4th place of the standings with a total of 211 points. For the men, Jackson Sorbello placed 5th in Heat 2 of the 100-yard butterfly final with a time of 54.51.
Meanwhile, on the women's side of things, Paige Levine came in 2nd place during the Heat 2 of the women's 200-yard freestyle with a time of 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Women's basketball had their final homestand of the regular season. In the first game, they matched up against the Medaille Mavericks. Utica was already eliminated from the tournament heading into this weekend, so they were looking to build some forward progress heading into the offseason.
Utica had a strong first quarter with a pair of threes from Petrina DeMarco and Mackenzie Simmons. However, it started to fall apart after that when Medaille took over in the second quarter. At the half, Utica trailed 32-27.
Medaille never looked back after taking their lead and wound up taking it by a final score of 63-50. The short-handed Mavericks were led by Aaron Hardick's 23-point effort. On the other side, Mackenzie Simmons led the Pioneers with 14 points. The loss dropped Utica to 10-14 overall and 5-12 in conference play.
The red-hot Utica men's basketball team faced off against Medaille University on Friday. This was a crucial game for the Pioneers as the Empire 8 Conference Tournament was right on the horizon and the number 1 seed was theirs for the taking. The first half was a shootout as both teams traded buckets back and forth, but it was foul trouble that killed the Mavericks. At the end of the first, Utica dominated the free throw battle, shooting 9 for 11 from the line as the Mavericks attempted just 3 free throws the whole half.
The second half of play was much like the first as this game stayed close, but with just under 6 minutes left, freshman Dayon Thompson hit a huge three-pointer followed by triples from Darius Hopkins and Damian Call to bring the Utica lead all the way out to 9. After that huge Utica run, the lead was too much for the Mavericks to cut down as the Pioneers came away with the win. Your final score, 77-63. Junior Damian Call was the leading scorer for the Pioneers with 18 points to go along with 6 boards and an assist. The women's basketball team wrapped up their season this past Saturday when they hosted Houghton University in an Empire 8 matchup. The women's basketball team also honored their five respective seniors at the start of the game. Houghton came out of the gates high as they went on a 5-0 run within the first 2.5 minutes to start the game. Hannah Stack would net the first buckets for the Pioneers with 2 free throws from the charity stripe.
Both teams would keep things close throughout the remainder of the game till the fourth, when Houghton would catch fire and outscore the Pioneers 17-4 throughout the last 6 minutes of the game. The Pioneers would unfortunately drop the final game of the season by a score of 64-52. Congratulations, ladies, on another season of competition. We look forward to seeing you back on the court next year. The Pioneer basketball team wrapped up the Senior Day doubleheader against Houghton on Saturday with the top seed in the Empire 8 already secured. Utica was looking to keep their momentum heading into the Empire 8 tournament. The Pioneers ran out an all-senior lineup to start the game, with DJ Harder getting his first career start. Avery Costin came out red hot, going a perfect 4 for 4 from the field, including a 3 from deep. Despite the start, Utica still held just a 3-point lead at the half.
The Pioneers were on a mission coming out of half, quickly going on a 10-0 run, and they never looked back after that. They took down the Highlanders 77-55 to close out their regular season. 4 of the 5 seniors scored in double digits, with Justice Brantley and Tommy Morial leading the way with 15. Costin had 14, Darius Hopkins had 13 to wrap things up for the senior scoring. The win brings Utica to 22-3 overall.
Are you looking for a midweek break from your coursework? Join the women's hockey team at the Adirondack Bank Center in downtown Utica on Wednesday, February 22nd. Pioneers will be facing Lebanon Valley College. Puck drop will be at 3 p.m.
And as one chapter ends, another begins for the men's hockey team as their incredible regular season came to a close this past weekend. The men finished with a record of 22-2-1 and the #1 seed in the UCHC tournament. They will begin the new chapter of playoff hockey this Wednesday when they take on Arcadia University. The Pioneers just swept the Knights at their place this past weekend, and they look to repeat that result on Wednesday night. Come out and be rowdy at the Adirondack Bank Center this Wednesday, February 22nd at 7 p.m. for some playoff Utica hockey.
And it is finally time for some Utica women's lacrosse action, as the ladies will host the nationally ranked Cortland Red Dragons. Pioneers are coming off a strong 2022 campaign as they finished with an 11-5 record, but look to finish even stronger this season. As for the Red Dragons, they had one of their best seasons in program history, finishing 17-5 and making it all the way to the third round of the NCAA Division III playoffs. This is the first time these two teams have played in almost 2 decades, so come out to Gaetano Stadium this Wednesday, February 22nd at 4 p.m. to support your Pioneers.
After dominating the Empire 8 to a 17-1 record, Utica has earned the right to host the E8 tournament this weekend. Their first game will be on Friday at 5:30 p.m. where they will play the winner of St. John Fisher and Hartwick. The winner of that matchup will go on to play in the championship on Saturday at 3 p.m. here at Miga Court.
If you're looking even further into the future of men's hockey, February 25th at 7 p.m. marks the semifinals for the United Collegiate Hockey Conference. If Utica can snag the win this coming Wednesday, then you may just see our boys playing this coming Saturday at the Adirondack Bank Center.
Speaking of Collegiate Hockey Conference semifinals, the women's hockey team might be also taking a trip this Saturday to the Nexus Center. If the women can beat Lebanon Valley College this Wednesday, then you can expect to see them play this Saturday, February 25th at 3 p.m.
And that's all the Utica sports that we have for you this week. Be sure to keep an eye out for our Moose Minute series that takes an inside look at your Pioneer athletes.
And be sure to follow us on social media to see when UticaTV will be broadcasting your Utica athletics.
Thanks for watching, and always remember to
fear the Moose.